Tomorrow marks the release of the new episode, and we're excited to present our final review of everything we know about episode 4. Beyond all the leaks, character backstories, and let's not forget the absence of Kinger, and the storyline, we'll uncover a few new secrets about this episode. Once again, we see a cheerful Gangle stepping up as a manager, warmly welcoming us and inviting us to try the burgers her team cooked up. Regatha is happily indulging in her own culinary creations and seems pretty content with her job, although the trailer hinted at a very different vibe in one particular scene. Meanwhile, Jax and Zooble are paired up again. Zooble, as usual, looks serious. But Jax? He's clearly the butt of everyone's jokes this time. His grumpy face fits perfectly with his ridiculous burger costume. It might be a nod to the fact that Jax will end up doing all the dirty work in this fast food restaurant setup. But hey, we'll find out for sure on December 13th. Oh, and let's not forget the image of Kane literally on fire. It's such a perfect representation of the chaotic energy this new adventure promises to deliver. Thinking back to the Candy Canyon adventure, we had a similar teaser that foreshadowed the madness. Back then, Pomni managed to dodge the chaos in the kingdom, while everyone else went through absolute mayhem. Chances are, this upcoming adventure will be just as wild as Candy Carrier Chaos. On top of this teaser, we've got plenty of other info shedding light on what to expect in this new adventure. This time, we've been introduced to the founder of Spudsy's, a cheerful fellow named Albert Spudsy. All we know about him so far is that he's the mastermind behind a delicious signature sauce. What truly grabs our attention, however, is Gangle. Judging by her wild expression, it seems she might have tasted this sauce. But it raises the question, is everything okay with Gangle? Or could it be that she's simply overwhelmed by the power Kane has bestowed upon her? If Albert is the founder of Spudsy's, then who exactly is Orbsman? Most likely, if he's not the founder, he might be the manager of one of the many restaurants in the Spudsy's fast food empire. If that's the case, the new adventure's events might unfold in a very intriguing way.
Does this count as a bus?
They also added the caption, "The most exciting fast food shift ever begins in 5 days." Despite Goose previously suggesting that the new adventure might feel dull, Glitch is giving us completely opposite vibes. Another official teaser from Glitch appeared on their Twitter account. The teaser features Jax and Gangle, who are now confirmed to be key characters in the new episode. As we saw in the trailer, Gangle will be genuinely displeased with Jax's work. Additionally, we got a glimpse of Orbsman and Pomni. As previously speculated, Pomni will be working the cash register, but Orbsman's role remains a mystery. He could either be one of Spudsy's directors or just a regular customer.
That's right, team! We're working at a fast food place today, so roll up your sleeves and wash your hands cause we got burgers to make!
Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you?
Looks like somebody doesn't have their smile on. Why don't you go into the freezer and get some patties ready?
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it was freezing in there.
What were you... What's going on?
Find out in the brand new episode coming at you soon!
We saw that Gangle will indeed be the manager, and it seems like we'll finally see a happy Gangle throughout the entire episode. As for Jax, just as we expected, he'll end up dissatisfied after this adventure. The nod to the Gloinks Queen was also a nice touch. Another surprising revelation was the introduction of yet another room. This time, it's Zooble's room. Even though we didn't get to see Orbsman's main role, why Kinger stayed in the digital circus, or what's next for Regatha and Zooble, we still have plenty of earlier leaks that shed some light on these mysteries. Gooseworx keeps revealing more details about episode 4, and this time, I got my hands on a leak where Goose, in their usual style, talks about a random line in each episode. For episode 4, the line is, "What kind of mother do you think I am?" Many fans immediately thought these words refer to Regatha, which would make sense given her behavior in each episode. It really does seem like she might want to play a motherly role.
Oh, and don't worry about the whole abandoning me for the exit thing. It's perfectly understandable what you were going through at the time, and there's no hard feelings. You're all good.
Based on all of this, I've learned what will happen to each character in the new episode, who will really enjoy the new adventure, and who will remember it for a lifetime, as it will become a true nightmare. I'll also reveal who we'll barely see in the new episode, and much, much more. Pomni is heading into a new adventure, and it will be key for her. If we look back at all her previous adventures, we can see that each new day has been getting better and better. In the pilot episode, her day ended terribly. In the second episode, it was heading in that direction, but circumstances intervened just in time.
I know Kane sometimes likes to reuse NPCs.
Got everything ready.
Hey, You at least want to join us for Kaufmo's funeral? This one just got pushed around a bit with your arrival and everything.
It's the least we can do to honor their memory.
We saw Pomni truly happy, and this trend continued in episode 3.
So what was it like being stuck with the nutcase?
It wasn't that bad, actually.
And if after the final scene of episode 2, we saw Pomni more adapted to the realities of the circus at the beginning of episode 3, then the beginning of episode 4 will be simply grand for her. She's just now beginning to understand what the digital circus truly is and how it can bring joy to life within it. Especially since episode 4 will have a nod to real life, as the adventure location is the fast food restaurant Spudsy's. I'm sure Pomni will feel comfortable, and no mishaps will happen to her, unlike some of the other characters we'll talk about later. Pomni, paired with another character, will be happily working together and enjoying the adventure. And thank goodness, hardly anyone would want a repeat of the events of episode 3.
Hey! You all right there?
No. Why? Every day I spend here is one nightmare after the next. I knew it would end up like this. He just wants me to suffer. I really am in hell.
Let's step away from these horrors and talk about something more calm, similar to what we saw in the digital circus setting in episode 3. Zooble has always been a bit unusual, and no one fully understood why she constantly refused to participate in new adventures.
Zooble, wait! I'm testing out a new AI in this one. It should be 57 times more immersive.
Ooh, a new AI. You don't want to mess with the new AI, Zooby?
Yeah, no.
Until episode 3 when it became clear to everyone.
Then what is your problem, Zooble? I'm trying my best to remember.
It's me, remember? I don't like myself. I hate this body. I hate all these stupid removable pieces.
In one of my videos, I even suggested that Kane might finally listen to Zooble and give her a new body, but judging by one of the leaks, this hasn't happened, and probably never will. Most likely Kane will force Zooble to participate in the next adventure. In the past, Zooble managed to hide, and Kane would forgive her for it. But episode 3 showed us that this approach no longer works.
Oh, I know.
What the? Could you have done that the whole time?
Zooble, I just want to get to the bottom of why you keep skipping all my amazing adventures.
If we take another look at this leak, it's clear that Zooble is definitely unhappy with this turn of events, and this adventure is definitely not to her liking. Especially when we look at her hand, which is certainly not what Zooble would want to see on her own body. But given that Gooseworx has already told us we'll see a lot more of Zooble in episodes 3 to 9, we can confidently say that the adventure at Spudsy's is only the beginning of her journey, and she'll have to come to terms with the fact that she can no longer avoid new adventures. I think episode 4 will gradually reveal more and more about Zooble, and by the end of the episode, Zooble might even start to enjoy these new experiences. But considering that she was quite comfortable alone in the digital circus while the others were in parallel worlds, this situation could have the opposite effect, with Kane's decisions leading Zooble to become even more distant and withdrawn. However, Spudsy's will definitely be a turning point in her life in the digital circus. Another reason Zooble will definitely participate in the new adventure is Kinger. In that same leak, we see Jax, Zooble, Pomni, Regatha, and Gangle, but one character is missing, and that character is our Chess King. Despite Kinger's eagerness to join new adventures in previous episodes.
Oh, I always lose.
Yes! Gotcha!
Oh,
Hey! Kinger, you mother... Pomni, take this! Pomni, take this!
Hey, Kinger, is that rope attached to anything?
I don't know. Let me check.
Don't worry, Gangle, I'll get it for you!
And likely even enjoying them. In this new episode, Kinger will appear, but won't be able to visit Orbsman. Recalling the therapy session between Kane and Zooble, there's a chance the new episode will show us something similar, but this time the main focus will be on Kinger instead of Zooble. Many have noted that Kinger is the most extraordinary character among the entire digital circus crew.
What happened?
I just remembered a really funny joke.
Why did you scream then?
My comedy mask is broken again.
Ah! Oh! Gangle, you startled me.
Everyone all right?
Can you repeat the question? I couldn't hear you over the knives. This one's full of syrup, too.
He has just one problem that has plagued him throughout his life.
Right after my wife had abstracted. I don't recall the exact string of events, but we both ended up in the fort together.
You had a wife? Like, here in the circus?
Yeah. She was funny, creative, really into entomology. I used to hate bugs, but she somehow got me to like them.
And I'm sure Kane knows all about it, as we remember. Kane is the all-seeing eye of the digital circus. By holding a similar informal conversation in episode 4, Kane will try to fix the situation and restore Kinger's sanity, as his absence in the new adventure can only be explained this way. Regatha will be one of the most uninteresting characters in the new episode. The only detail that might catch our attention is her interaction with Pomni. I mentioned Regatha at the very beginning in the part about Pomni. Throughout the time, Regatha has been trying to win Pomni's favor, and in the end, she succeeded.
Hey, Ragatha.
Yeah?
I just want to say thanks for always being concerned about me. I feel like through everything, I haven't really been appreciative enough about that.
Most likely in episode 4, Regatha will just go with the flow, as she did in the previous episodes.
Oh, this place is spooky. I wonder how hard Kane's gonna go with the scare factor.
We won't see anything new, and she will simply continue to enjoy her life. However, there is a possibility that we might see some plot twist in Regatha's storyline that will serve as the basis for a complete revelation of this character in the new episode. And finally, I would like to combine the stories of Gangle and Jax. Gangle will be the main character, while Jax will be the main villain. This duo has kept surprising us more and more with each new episode.
Kofmo abstracted?
Nah, he's fine.
Do you guys have a second truck that flies?
Which door should we choose?
Not sure. Let's try this out.
And ultimately, it has led to everyone simply growing tired of Jax.
What happened up here?
Don't worry about that.
Pomni was very brave. At least I think she was.
I don't want to go into detail about the events that might happen in the new episode, since you can check out my previous videos for that. The main thing to mention is that Gangle will take revenge on Jax for all the torment she has been forced to endure.
Back here!
Do it, or I'll tell Ragatha about the figurine thing. Ladies first. No, wait, why would I say that?
I am 100% sure of this based on the fact that Gangle will be the manager in the new adventure, meaning she will have much more power than the others, and Jax has been very displeased in the announcement of the first season.